Once you have set up your WordPress website, this is the way that you can manage it for the purpose of the assignment. So you go to your dashboard and you should see something like this. So from here, you can add new pages using these links, or you can do various other things to manage pages, such as, for example, use plugins and what have you. Now, this short tutorial is going to explain how you can do the assignment without really using plugins. Plugins are a very good way to go, but it would complicate things probably a little more than we would like to do for the purpose of this class. So here is what you can do. First, you can click on Add Additional Pages, and that will give you a template for a new page. For example, let me just give it title. And then here, I'm going to go and put some text. All right. Now, you see this plus sign? It allows you to add new blocks. Blocks are basically parts of the new web page that you're adding. So for example, I can go over here and I can add some kind of image, and there's something to say about that. So over here, I can upload new images, or I can use a library of images that I have already uploaded, or I can simply insert a link to an image that already exists somewhere, even on a different server. Much like you do on your web pages, just using HTML tags. It's just that this, being a content management system, allows you to do this without really having to tinker with HTML and the basic tags. It will automatically do all that for you. Although, as you will see, we can tinker with this and edit code by using custom HTML and what have you. So in this case, I'm going to upload an image, which is not going to happen right away. It's going to run into a snag, and I need to explain to you how you get past it. So when you click on upload, then you can navigate to some directory that contains images, for example, and then select an image to upload. So I can select this one and then say open, but as you see, it's telling me that it can't do it. The reason is that it cannot write into this directory. So I need to give permissions to this directory in order for the system to be able to write to it. And in this particular server, the way it is set up, you will have to do the following. First of all, you can go to that directory, see it's empty right now, and you can change its permissions. You see, it has read permissions for third parties, but it does not have write or execute permissions. So the way this server is set up, you will need to give 777 permissions to the directory in order for WordPress to be able to write in it and execute the content. So you will have to change mode to 777 204, which is this directory. And you have to do the same for all the path right above it. So you see, there is all this path, that all of the directories in this path have to have the same permissions. So you can do it from here like this. See, this directory it already has execute permissions. But another way to do it is to go with your WinSCP, and you can see the permissions over here, which I just changed, of course. So if I refresh, so you see that it does have these permissions, but if you click on a directory and you then right click on the directory, okay, right click and then click on properties, then you can change the permissions over here. All right, so this one is done, and by now, let's see, refresh this. This one does have right permissions, and the uploads has the right permissions too, and the WP content also has the right permissions. And if it doesn't, then you need to change these permissions to make sure that the permissions are 777 for the directories from the WP content uploads. Don't touch anything else. Don't touch anything of these, the plugins and themes. Just uploads, and then anything that is underneath uploads all the way to the directory that it has created, it has to be 777. All right, now, once I've changed that, I can retry this, and I can select my image, say open, and now you see it did upload it. All right, and of course, once you select an item, a block, as is mentioned on the WordPress, then you see attributes that you can change over here. Like, for example, the alignment. You want to align it center, for example, or you want to add a link, or you want to crop the image, and so on. All right, so clicking on an empty space will take the focus away from this. I can add more stuff, like, for example, a paragraph, and there I can get to type enter that. And then again, once I click on an item and I bring it in focus, I can again go and change the alignment and the various properties of it. So that is allowing me to manage the content of the new page. Then I can go and save my draft, and I can go and add more stuff if you like. Here is more stuff. Okay. All right. Now over here, I have various attributes for the page that I can use or make it go away. Then hit update, and the page is now published. So if I go to my public site, this is another browser window that shows the public site, and I refresh using my browser's refresh button to reload the page, then I get nothing. So you see that I still cannot get to that page, and that is because I need to update the menu that shows the various pages. So I'll go back to my dashboard over here. I can go back to my dashboard. So you see the new page is here right now. It's already there. And if I hover over it, these links are going to appear for editing, or to delete it, or to see a preview of the page. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to my dashboard home, and then I'm going to click on customize your site. Follow these directions exactly, because otherwise you might get lost. So click on customize your site, and then on this side here find the menus tab. Then if you click on this tab, you will see it allows you to manage various menus, but then you will need to hit on the top menu. And then what we want to do is we want to add items. Now, over here, you can click this option, check this option here, that allows you to simply add new pages to the menu automatically. But since this wasn't checked, what we're going to do is we're manually going to add a page to it. So we're going to click on Add Items, and then here is the page that we created. So if we click on this, this now will be added to the menu. And of course, you can reorder stuff, but this will suffice. Now, once we have done this, I just clicked on an empty area to make that disappear. And once we have done this, then you can hit publish, and then that should become live. And over here, you see the live side, and you see that this link has been added to the menu. So if we go with my other browser to the live site, and you see that this is not there because it wasn't there before. So if I click on reload, then here is my new page. And if I click on this, then here is the page as I have created it. Okay. So that shows you how to deal with it. Now, another thing that I'm going to do is I want to add a new page that is going to be pulling from a database. So for the database part, I'm going to use a page that I had already created as an example, which is on this link. So I'm going to copy this link, and then I'm going to insert it into my WordPress. So I'm going to go back here, and I'm going to add a new item. Okay, I'm going to add a new item. But this time, I'm going to check the custom links, and I'm going to insert the link that I just copied right there. And the text that I want to have appearing on the menu is going to be my data items. And then I'm going to click Add to Menu, and here it is. Now, let's review what I just did. I did not add a new page through WordPress. What I did was I entered a new item in the menu, which actually points to a page outside WordPress. So in a way, this a bit of cheating, because I added something going outside the framework of WordPress. So I made a link over there that will take me away from the WordPress, but it's going to be linked to it, and then I have full control. I can do whatever I want on this HTML page, and then it will appear like that. So going back to my dashboard, I will hit publish, and that will then make the item live. So here is the link. So if I go to my other browser, I go to home. Now here's my data items. If I click on this, you see it takes me to that page. And then from here, I can go and select whatever it is I want to do. But now I'm outside the WordPress. I'm inside the page that I had created. And in your case, you can just link it to your previous assignments and finish it from there. Going back to my dashboard, I can go and link other things as I like, or I can add linked elements to a page. So if I go back to my dashboard, I can select the pages, and I will go to the About. So if I hover over this and then I click on Edit, then I'm allowed to edit this. So if I click anywhere, I can see the editing items. So hitting enter on this allows me to add a new block. So now I'm going to add a new block, and it's showing me the usual ones, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to browse all, and that will allow me to see all of the items that I can possibly enter. So if we go down to widgets, okay, we want to select custom HTML. Now there is also the code, but this one allows you to simply display snippets of code. It's not going to be code that it's actually going to be executed. So what you need to do is you need to go to the widgets, select custom HTML, and then here I'm going to enter a link. So a href will be let's say www.sclu.edu, and then some text, and then close the anchor tag. And now, of course, I can also indicate whether I want any other code inserted before or after, and so on. Or, for example, I can go and say over here, paragraph align is center, for example, or insert CSS like this. And then I hit update. Now it should be published. So if I go to my public site and then I hit about, then you see I have this link over here which is wrong. And the reason it's wrong is because I did not put the HTTP over here. HTTP, it has to go outside this system, so I need to add the HTTP part. And so then if I go here and refresh, then it works just fine. Okay, so that is how you add stuff. Now I'm going to add the form to that page. If you go to your Google account, or actually if you log into your Google email, and once you're authenticated and everything, you should be able to see various gadgets over here. And then from here, you can select forms. So selecting forms allows you to create a custom form or copy of an old form and what have you. So this one is going to be a test form. And I'm going to put some description over here. This is just a test form. I'm going to give it a name. Well, if I click over there, it takes the default from here, or I can edit this as I like. And then over here, I can put a question. Okay, how do you like this, for example? Okay, option 1 is I like it. And option 2 is I really don't. Okay, so once I have added what I want, maybe add more form elements and what have you, then I need to specify various attributes. For example, whether I want it to be restricted to users from Southeastern, limited, allow people to change what they've done, and what have you. So once I do this, then I can click on send and then hit the link. Either that, or I can hit the link, I can put a short URL and copy it. This will be the URL for this form. And then I can go and add it to the menu of my WordPress just like I did before. Or I can embed the HTML. All right. So let's do both. So I'm going to go back to my dashboard, and I'm going to add custom HTML again. And then over here, I'm going to paste the link. And of course, I'm going to have to make it a link. So href, that will be the link for the form. And then something to click on the form, and then close the tag. Okay, update, and then go back to this, reload, and here's the form. So when I click on it, I go back to the form. Or, like I said before, I can go back to my original form. So I'm going to go back to my form. I'm going to copy this code, and then I'm going to go back to my dashboard, and then I'm going to add an element, which is going to be custom HTML, and I'm going to paste all of that in there. Then I will update it, and now if I go back to my page and reload, look at this. Okay, this one here has embedded the form into WordPress. Okay, and this is how it works. Simple enough, I hope. Okay, that's it. Back on the dashboard, I can also go this way and say add a new page. Now remember that I have checked, let me go back. I have checked on dashboard, on the menus, on the top menu, I have selected that automatically new top level pages will be added to the menu. Okay, so if I go back to the dashboard and I go and add a new page, I will need to provide a title, fun page, like this, and then add something. I will add an image. I'll go and upload an image. I will select this one, and this is selected, and I can publish it now. Now I'm going to add a new item just to show you something different. So I'm going to browse all, and I'm going to go to table. So over here, I can select a table. I can specify what table I want, create a table. Here's the table now. Now, typically, you would create a table for items that you want to automatically pull from a database using the plugins. And you can find plenty of information on and tutorials on the internet about how you use plugins to populate tables from databases. But anyhow, I created this table here because I want to specify the way certain things are going to render. So in this table, I can go over here and I can go and say, all right, here is some text. Okay, add an item. This is going to be an image. And I'm going to upload this monkey. All right, and here's the monkey. Now I'm going to delete this monkey from here. So the way to do this is I can say remove block, and then I'll go over here and I'm going to add an inline image. And this is my library, stuff that I have already uploaded. So I'm going to take the monkey, and by the way, once it's selected, I can manage it too. I can edit the image or I can delete it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and copy the URL. I'm going to copy the URL from here. All right. And then, oops, okay, I don't know why it wasn't happening before. It did now. But just for the heck of it, so I'm going to go over here and I would like to insert a link to an image, but I want to do it by hand. So as you see, I don't have an option here to insert code. This one will simply allow me to enter visual code, code that should be able to see. So img src will be the link that I copied, like this. Okay, but you see, if I, oh, by the way, here now I have this button that says schedule. If I click on schedule, I can specify the options for the scheduling. So this one is selected already to say publish immediately. So this is what I want to do, publish immediately. Okay, and now this is going to be live. Now from here, and for some time, if I go and do any edits like this, you see I get the update button, which will update the site. So if I updated it and then I go and say view page, then this is what it shows. But as you see, this is the code that I inserted. But this is simply displaying code. It's not going to execute it. So what I want to do is I want to go back to this, and I would like to enter my own code. So this is the code that I would like to enter. Okay. Let's just put a marker over there. And now what I'm going to do is go here and say edit as HTML. So this is showing me now the HTML for that block. This is the marker that I put in. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this, and I'm simply going to enter this, which is what I want. And now I'm going to go back to editing it visually. So now I have my table back, and now my code does work. So if I update this and I go back to my, so if I go back to my live one, go to home, go to the fun page, and here is what I did. Okay, so remember, I can go back to my dashboard. My standard dashboard will show like this. I can use the customize the site, and I can go and change my theme, the way that these things are going to appear and what have you. But really what I suggest that you do is go to the menus, go to the top menu, and simply click on automatically add new top level pages, or use this in order to add items, which will be either pages that you have created already or custom links. Other than that, you can manage everything from here. You can add a new page, and you can specify whatever it is that you want to do, specify blocks, insert items, and that's basically it. Okay, we're done with this.